Anglo Saxons. By the end of the 18th century, Britain's people, known as the Anglo Saxons, had created a rich culture which included masterpieces of jewelry, architecture, and literature. Originally, these people had come from northern Germany and southern Denmark, where they were known as the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. In the 3rd and the 4th centuries, these tribes traveled to various parts of the Roman Empire, including Gaul or present day France, where their influence was short lived. They traveled to Britain in the 5th century, where they settled and formed several separate kingdoms. Eventually, the kingdom of Wessex became the dominant of power. Culture. Cultural life centered on the monasteries and on the royal court. Alfred the Great gathered scholars and artists around him, and he himself translated many of the Latin classics into Anglo Saxons or Old English. Architecture. Anglo Saxon churches like the one at Earl's Burton, England, often have square towers decorated with stone relief. This pattern may be based on timber building of the period, which have all perished. Decorated manuscripts. Monks produced quality manuscripts. One monk wrote the book while a second illustrated it with figures, such as St. Dunstan 909 to 988, kneeling before Jesus, and a third decorated it. Jewelry. This jewel is inscribed. Alfred ordered meat to be made and may have belonged to Alfred the Great. The inscription and animals head decoration are finally worked in gold. The portrait, perhaps of the king himself, is made of enamel. Kingdoms. There was always a struggle for supremacy among the kingdoms formed by settlers. Northumbria was the earliest one to dominate under Edwin 633. Then it was Mercia's turn under Ethelbald 757 and Offa 796. Finally, Wessex dominated under Alfred the Great when Vikings from Denmark attacked and occupied northern England. Alfred stopped them from pushing farther south, and the Anglo-Saxon reconquered the north in the 10th century. King Canute the Great. By 1016, the Danes ruled all England under the popular Canute 995 to 1035. Canute's sons inherited England, but the Anglo-Saxon Edward the Confessor 1003-1066 regained the country in 1042. He had no children, and when he died, an unsettled England was vulnerable to conquest by the Normans. Written records. In the 7th century, missionaries from mainland Europe, such as Saint Augustine of Canterbury converted the Anglo Saxons to Christianity. The creation of monasteries meant that more people learned to read and write. Monks produced historical works such as the Anglo Saxon Chronicle, which today give insight into the events of the period. Timeline: 450 Anglo Saxons and Jews from northern Germany and Denmark began to arrive in England. They settled many along the eastern coast, East Anglia. 802 to 39 Reign of Egbert of Wessex. There are many Viking attacks. 871 to 99 Reign of the Alfred the Great, famous for lawmaking, translating books into Old English, and defeating the Vikings at Edington in 878. 1016 Canute the Great, a Dane, is elected king by the British. He rules until 1035.